Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Real Housewives of Potomac review, season 5. This is episode 17, 50 Shades of Betrayal. I honestly feel like I'm on a long car ride with my fam. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? You know what I mean? It's like this is episode 17, and I think we have at least two more episodes to go before we get to the season finale and then the review. It's really too much at this point. But let's just get started with this review. I just want to say this though. Number one, I feel like I have to, say this going forward. It's just a TV show, you guys. It's all kind of orchestrated and pulled together to entertain us. So, a lot of people are taking sides and right and wrong very seriously down in the comments. I personally am over it. I pray that you are able to get over it as well so that we can all move on with our lives and acknowledge this for what it is, which is an orchestrated medium designed to entertain us. We come back into the middle of the conversation or the tail end of the conversation between the Green Eye Monsters and Ashley. They're wrapping up the Monique, Candace, I'm giving a statement conversation. Giselle just reiterates again that this is going to ruin all chances for Ashley to have a decent relationship with Candace, which she's right about that. But obviously, Ashley does not care. I mean, she walks off like, yo, she'll get over it. I mean, this is the television show. This is a television show. Like, we're filming. She knows, she wants that check. She'll get over it and she'll film with me next year. It'll be no big deal. Like, I'm building our storyline for Nick. Like, get over it, right? So she walks off and goes on. They do solidify what they're doing their last night, which is the dominatrix party. And Giselle and Ashley both are throwing this party. And she's gonna wait until that night to tell Candace. Ashley does feel some obligation to tell Candace why she felt any, especially since she's putting it out there like she really doesn't care about Candace's feelings. She's doing this all for Monique. It's something she could have just done and went on about her way. And when Candace found out, she found out, right? Like, deal with it then. But again, this is an orchestrated television show. So once Monique asked her on camera, she consented to do it on camera. Now she has to continually eat and eat and eat on this thing that she's eaten and swallowed. Like, at this point, she's written the statement already. It's what's done is done. But we have to just keep chewing on it and throwing it back up and eating it again. So she's gonna wait till the last night dominatrix party to talk about it. They all get together and go to the natural springs, which I didn't see natural springs. This is straight on ocean. Like, they're on the rocky ocean. Like, where's the natural springs? Like, the ladies did not lounge around in a natural pool. It wasn't calm water, warm water. It was cold ocean water that was beating up against the rocks. Beautiful scenery. They had them right there lined up with their cabana chairs. And there was a railing in front of them. So they were just as close as they possibly could be to the rocks without, being down on the ground on the actual beachy part. And they took pictures. Basically, like I said, they couldn't really get in the water because it was a little bit rough and they didn't really have a guide. Like I said, it wasn't really like a natural springs. If there was a natural springs, these ladies didn't get into it and get in it. Obviously, they just went to the beach basically. So everyone's just acting like everything is all cool and calm and copacetic. We see Karen and Wendy, giving each other a little kissy poo, as they're meeting in the lobby. and it seems all well and good between the two of them. We see where Giselle and Karen greet each other nicely in the lobby. We see where Candace and Ashley, are talking and greeting each other, and everybody's acting like everything is copacetic. And of course, Giselle and Robin are acting like they copacetic with everybody else, but we already know they're the ish stirrers, so they're just waiting on an opportunity to stir the ish. And we kind of see this throughout the day with Karen and this drinking again. Basically, when the ladies go to the natural springs, they take pictures, they dip their toe in, they have drinks. Candace does a rendition of her go-go song, which still sounds good to me. The ladies seem to enjoy it. They did like this little faux video shoot. Like, it was all kind of, hodgepodge. It wasn't, like really orchestrated or anything. Through this whole episode, I was missing the Real Housewives of New York so much. I was missing the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, of Jersey. These ladies really know how to have a good time. Like, they really enjoy each other's company, and in terms of fun, they when they go somewhere, they drink, they eat, they get crazy, they get wild, stuff comes up, if they discuss it the next morning over hangovers later on. It's just this really good time. Like, it's mucked up, because everybody's kind of like drunk and loose and wild and crazy, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. These ladies are not friends. You just see these staged conversations, these staged moments. You don't really see any genuine good times between these ladies. And I'll be honest with you, I miss Monique. Monique is adventurous, and she is, kind of wild and crazy. Like, she's balls to the wall. She's a very honest person. She comes across very transparent. So all of those conversations they had down at the dominatrix party, Monique would have just added to that. She would have just added her own flavor to that, because she don't feel no shame about what she got going on, because it's with her husband, right? And yeah, so I missed Monique. I missed this authenticity and friendship, and you just kind of see that these ladies really aren't friends. And every moment where they get together, there's this awkward place where somebody's trying to make conversation. It's usually Giselle or Robin, because they're in charge of keeping ish stirred up, keeping it moving around, like not letting it get stale. Without those two, I promise you, these ladies will have these little appetizers that they are calling full dinners and full lunches, and they will go right on about their way. It will be in complete silence. Like, these ladies would not be together if they did not have to film together. Okay? Diatribe. Let's get back to the story. So we see where like I said, they did the go-go song, and then we see where Karen and Ashley kind of walk off from the cabana chairs, almost on cue, and Giselle lays there on a cabana bed next to Candace, and they both start to discuss, both Monique and not both Ashley as well as Karen, and how she feels like their loyalty are. And Candace doesn't trust them, and Giselle lets her know she shouldn't, and definitely shouldn't be trusting Karen. Giselle just continues to whittle away at Karen's relationship with Candace, and this is typical Giselle, and Candace falling right into it is typical Candace, which is how she ended up with this broken relationship with Monique in the first place, listening to Giselle, Robin, and Charisse. So we see where the ladies leave there, and they go to dinner. Karen calls Ray from the lobby right as they're leaving for dinner. She looks really cute. Karen has dressed really tastefully. She's carried herself really tastefully. Giselle continues to pick with her her and Wendy both continue to try to incite her about why she's not drinking. Now she's starting to drink a little bit, but she was pacing herself, and I commend Karen for not engaging in it. When they throw it out there, she just ducks and lets it land flat. Like, she's not even gonna address whatever, the fact that she's lying about an ulcer or not lying about an ulcer, like she's not even engaging with you. If that's what you're trying to do, if you're trying to start conversations and arguments and get me out of pocket about the fact that I'm not drinking, boo, I'm not doing it with y'all. I'm not doing it. And so she talks to Ray. It's really cute. Poor Ray. Poor Ray. Anyway, we see at dinner where again the drinking comes up about Karen. Anyone else talk to their men on the phone? They talk to their men. Some of their men are grumpy. It's because they miss them. You know, they kind of commiserate over that a little bit. And then does anybody else send dirty pictures? Robin had sent Juan dirty pictures, and they kind of talk to Candace about it. Candace decides right there at the table is the perfect opportunity for her to take her phone out and take pictures of her boob and send it to her husband. His response was, "Y'all are so dumb." Okay, my whole thing is that why would you do it? Right, like it's supposed to be like this racy moment, but it was just awkward crap. Like these ladies have zero chemistry between one another. So then we see where Robin is desperate. She's really, really desperate. Like you could see it on her countenance for Ashley to drop this statement news any moment. Like she is eager for it to come out in one way, shape, form, fashion, or another. And Ashley is just not giving it to her. She is not giving it to her. Like it's not on the production schedule to do this here. So let's just get through this boring dinner. They actually leave there, and after Robin couldn't make nothing jump off, they leave there and they go back to the room the next day. They're going to do a motorcycle and sidecar ride to the Poncha factory. It looked like it was a lot of fun riding on the motorcycles. Again, we get to see Karen, do something brave. They're talking about her age and the dryness of her vagina, like and the fact that she's not drinking because she talked too much when she drink. Like you trying to run Karen down, but Karen is actively participating. She's just holding it in the road. Karen looked good on the back of that motorcycle. She didn't do the sidecar. All the sidecar people look look like short busters, and the ones that on the back of the motorcycles really look like the adventurous ones. And Karen was one of the ones that was on the back of the motorcycle. They get to lunch. They go to the Poncha factory. They get to see the drink made. The drink is really strong. They sit down and just have a little bit more bite to eat. Of course, once again, they're bringing up Karen's drinking. Like it's Karen's drinking has attended this trip, and Monique has attended this trip, because that is the subject matter that everyone keeps bringing up. Monique wasn't on this trip, but her name keeps coming up, and Karen's drinking, as much as she tried to put it to the back burner, everybody kept bringing it up. So they talk about Robin's website. It's up. All the ladies look at their picture. They're excited. Someone mentions, where is Karen? Robin lets her know her photos didn't come out that great. It wasn't a good look for the website. Karen's like, okay, that's fine. And she moves on from it. Again, I'm not giving you girls nothing. I'm not giving you ladies anything to take back. I'm done with the angry outbursts with you guys. Going forward, I'm moving very strategically, and I'm letting you girls have it, okay? So, again, we commend Karen for this. Let's see. We see where back at the hotel, Ashley, Giselle, and Karen kind of dip off, and they talk a little bit with Giselle about her being in La La Land. She claims that she talks to Jamal all day, every day. Every time we see her call Jamal, the phone rolls over. But let her tell it. They have this warm, romantic, fantastical relationship in the phone. And yeah. So Karen was there. Karen was just like, oh, okay. Okay, Giselle, let's just play this game, shall we? The rest of the girls join them, and this is when Karen tells them she is starting a wig line. And Giselle, of course, drags her in the confessional about all these businesses this Karen is starting. If it's a business out there, Karen's gonna start it. Where's Everhue Beauty? Giselle, where's Everhue Beauty? The reason why you ain't say it out loud at the table is because you already know that Karen was gonna bring up Everhue Beauty. You already know that it's a defunct company, like it's non-existent anymore. But you have the nerve to sit in confessional and drag Karen for having ambition, okay, and having follow through. Like, goodbye, goodbye. Um, so she invites everybody to what she's going to call a wig shift party. And I don't know if that's what her beauty line is going to be called. Her wig line is going to be called Wig Shift. I don't know, but evidently it's still in the formulation phase, but she's going to have like a launch party. And Robin wants to know, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Are you inviting Monique? How is Monique the elephant in the room? Monique is not even on this trip. Monique is not even on this trip. I don't get it. How is Monique still the elephant in the room? It's just weird. Out of all of that, the question that you ask her is Monique invited? Okay. Karen says, I'm not. You can tell she was caught off guard because it's not good for us all to be together. This goes back to what I was saying about Karen being able to kind of spit game. She knows how to tread that middle line. Ashley's the same way. They play dumb, they play like they don't understand, and if you need them to, they will pacify you with a lie to get you to move on from it. That's what this is. I'm not, because it's not good for us all to be together right now. And Candace is say, okay, thank you. So all this conversation that you're having with Giselle about the fact that you don't trust Karen, you're saying thank you because I need to know that you are solely on my side, which is the complete opposite of what Monique did. Monique said, I don't want to come between you and nobody else. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to pick me or pick her. Like, I don't want you to go through all that. But every last one of these ladies, Wendy, Giselle, and Robin, and Candace, have this expectation that you will, spit in the hand and give a shake like we used to do in summer camp, or cut the finger and become blood sisters. Like, what do you want? A kidney? What is it? I mean, I just don't get it. You want us to do contracts, friend contracts? Like, anyway, finally we get to the dominatrix party. And again, it's thrown by Ashley and Giselle, which is just weird because Giselle has attacked Ashley. She's kind of tried to put her out there in one way or another as it pertains to her marriage, all of this stuff. But Ashley is acting like her and Giselle are cool. They're going to work together to throw this dominatrix party. Like, it is weird. These ladies are working. They're just going through the motions. They're not friends, you guys. That's why every scene is kind of awkward. And all of these dinner scenes are short. They're awkwardly shot. Like, there's nothing happening here. There's nothing going on. No real conversation. No real friendships. No real authenticity between any of these ladies. So they do this whole party where it's staged. There is no music. There's food. They sit around in the same little square that like you see on sitcoms, because the cameras are in front. They sit like in this little U shape. They sit in this little U shape all the time. New Orleans, before the big fallout, they had them in like a U shape. And it's this stage. That's my whole point. It's this stage set up. The ladies are eating. They're all in their different outfits. Some of them are dressed a little bit more risque. Candace was probably the most risque. Ashley just looked dirty and trailer like she normally does. Giselle obviously is a cluster duck when it comes to putting on any type of clothing. Most of the ladies had on black. Robin, of course, was dressed like, she was called at the last minute and it was a PTA dominatrix. You know what I'm saying? Like, Robin just doesn't have any pizzazz at all. And Wendy, of course, was trying to be sexy. But remember, Wendy's a scholar. Wendy is a scholar. So what you're going to see through this whole dominatrix scene is Wendy and Karen alike being really conservative about their answers. They're just trying to participate at a very minimal level. Some of the things that they're trying to jump off or get jumped off in this moment, this dominatrix party, neither of these ladies want to participate in, either for age reasons or career reasons. Like, Wendy, what are you doing here? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You guys have had one intelligent event pertaining to voting, and everything else has been this hen gaggle, this gathering of the hens to peck out Monique's eyes. Like, okay, girl, you a scholar though. You a scholar. Anyway, like I said, her and Karen try to hold it in the line, but still try to participate. So, Giselle had already asked Ashley not to talk about the statement piece until after they played the game. So they go play the games, and they've got whips and cattle prods and, fake peens, that the ladies all have to kind of rub and touch like a magic Blarney stone. It's just awkward. It's weird. All the ladies have their handbags, you know what I'm saying? They in the same hotel. They went there, but they all got their handbags. Like, if I'm gonna come from my room down to a boardroom for a party, I'm probably not gonna carry my handbag. I'm gonna find a place to put my key. But other than that, why does everybody have a handbag? Anyway, so Robin tells Karen when she walks in and she looks like Cruella DeVille. Again, there's this antagonistic trend that happens with Giselle and with Robin. Robin is getting a lot more comfortable with it, where you throw out these digs and you want her to get upset. And she did get a little touchy, probably because they had been trying to poke at her all day long about the drinking. And she told Robin she looked like a streetwalker. Of course, Giselle chimed in to side with her friend and say that's the point. Like, that's the whole point. That's what we're supposed to look like. Okay. And Wendy is just sitting there eating, looking back and forth between the whole thing. We see where Candace wore a full-on costume. Like, obviously, you knew there was a dominatrix party that you guys were going to be having while y'all were in Portugal, and you went and bought an outfit and governed yourself according. Again, this is a TV show, you guys. Let's not forget this. She didn't just pack that outfit. Like, no, this is all orchestrated. It's supposed to be this moment. So the game is a series of questions. What's your G spot? Of course, you get the usual: boobs, neck, lower back, vagina, yada, yada, yada. Nobody can make anything jump off with that. When was the last time you gave a blowjob? Giselle was the first one to say right before the trip. Girl, if that don't make you look sad, I don't know what else. The man never mentions you. He don't ever have you on any of his social media. And you got the nerve to be giving him that Georgia Dome. Okay, you got the nerve to be giving him that Georgia Dome? You make yourself look dumb. You make yourself look dumb. But you can't stay at his house. When you go to Atlanta, you can't stay at his house. But you giving Georgia Dome. You picking him up from your girl's events when he come in town for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. But you giving Georgia Dome? You're making yourself look dumb, Giselle. You're making yourself look dumb. Robin was like 2 weeks. I think Wendy off camera. Second, that emotion. Again, off camera, Wendy's supposed to be a scholar. Karen, has been 2 years. And everybody kind of tried to harp on the fact that it's been 2 years since she gave Ray that Georgia Dome. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to spend 4 hours trying to get a limp peen up. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Like, it truly is a job at this point. Like, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. If it don't work, why am I doing all the work to get it to work? And it don't work. Okay, let's move on. Karen doesn't bite. She just kind of moves on past it. You know, I've got work to do. I've been busy, yada, yada, yada. My mouth is retired. Whatever. Let's move forward. Then, we see where the girls get up and they dance about. Oh no, I know. The last question was how much do you masturbate? And we see where Karen has a vibrating pillow. I was like, where is this vibrating pillow? Like, I just, how hard is it vibrating? How can it vibrate hard enough? And but it's a pill. Like, okay. But she seems like she really enjoys it. Get it how you can get it, Karen. You know what I'm saying? Get that monkey off your back. All the other ladies are like, oh, I don't think we did get an answer from Wendy at all. Like, she was just sitting there kind of eating, you know what I'm saying, just trying to be inconspicuous, right? So again, the ladies get up and do this supposedly wild dancing. It's mediocre at best. They were trying to get it like popping off, but nobody was really drinking. They moms, two of them lactating. Like, this was never ever going anywhere. It was never going to be fun. You put the Real Housewives of New York in this same situation, even Beverly Hills, some of them girls is wild. Like, it's wild. Right? The Real Housewives of New York, the drunk as Cooter Brown, it would have been turtle time and whoop-de-whoop, and the Countess would have been, I mean, it would have just been a different situation, because when these ladies drink and they get together, they've known each other for years. They engage outside of the show, so it's a different level of authentic. It's still duckery. It's still wholeheartedly duckery, but it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? It's just fun. It's a lot to laugh at. It's a lot to throw your hands over your eyes about. Like, it's just fun. Oh, that year that Countess fell in the bushes when they was in Mexico. It was a Cartagena. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. Anyway, so they danced around real awkwardly and just try to make it look like they had a good time, like it was fun. It just was not. It was stiff. It was dry. Wendy was giving us dry. Karen was giving us sophisticated elegance dry. Like, it was just dry. So they want to talk about kinky stories. Of course, Giselle is trying to keep the energy up in the room a little bit. Now, mind you, Giselle and Ashley sat on the same love seat, and there was a plate that sat between them through the whole scene. Like, it wasn't towards the end till Giselle started eating out of it again that they moved that plate. Up until this point, dancing and all, when they came back, the plate was sitting right there between. I was like, what the heck? You know, it's a dead ass party when you can have a plate with food on it and other dishes on it sitting between you and somebody else in the middle of all of this. Like, really? Y'all know it's so dry. Y'all, it's so staged. It's just painful to watch, right? So, they want to do kinky stories. Of course, Ashley brings up the threesome story once again. It's her claim to fame. Basically, her and Michael would go out to dinner and concerts and basically troll for girls. She would pick a girl and get vibing with the girl, and then he would join in. Like, it's typical swinging behavior, you guys. It's done all the time. Ashley says to Candace, in an effort to be transparent and because we're friends, I was like, wah. I'm gonna have to hit the buzzer with you on you for that, Ashley. Girl, like I said, riding that line, staying right in the middle. Her and Karen are known for it. You know what I'm saying? You trying to be all ingratiating to this girl. I wouldn't even be talking with her about it. But if I did say something to her about it, I would let her know I wrote a statement about what happened last year at your house and how you treated me ever since. Even though we tried to move on past it, I think it has some bearing in the situation, and that's why I did it, right? But no, we just want to go around and around the mulberry bush, and everybody's making this assumption that she's dragging Candace down about what happened at the barn. No, she's dragging Candace's character, one, because Candace gave her character to drag. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not on film, you guys, how she cut the food. It's not like it's out there on the internet for everybody to see how she acted on the internet. Like, Ashley got mess out there, Robin got mess out there, Giselle got mess out there, and Candace got mess out there. You lay your character bare when you come on these shows and you act a fool, when you cut the food. Monique will always have this fight at the barn that will be reflected upon. So, yeah, she did it. She wrote it, right? And, of course, Candace is like, So, Wendy chimes right in. Now you got a bunch to say. Oh, so you wrote this to help Monique. No, you already done talked Giselle and Robin, Wendy. Just quit trying to act like, oh, so you're doing this to assassinate Candace's character. And Ashley is like, first of all, I would have just told Wendy, I don't answer to you. I'm not talking to you right now. Mind your beeswax. Because Wendy, you coming in on the tail end of it. You don't even know what went on between Ashley and Candace last year. Nor do you really know what's going on between Monique and Candace this year. Like, shut up. Shut up. Go eat your food. Go eat your food, girl. You stay in that food. You know? It just got on my nerves how she kept interrupting, and now you're going to cross-examine Ashley on Candace's behalf. Shut up. Of course, Karen sat there quiet as a church mouse, and she says, you know, Robin chimes in and says, you did say you was doing this for revenge, because Ashley is saying she's doing this to keep Monique out of jail. She's doing this to keep it from going any further and harming Monique. Like, basically, I'm trying to squash it and call y'all both even. But it's not being presented in this way. It's being presented in this way like she is attacking Candace. I think she's doing it for the storyline, and she's doing it to keep it going, and she does owe Monique something. But we have to create this drama. I mean, truth be told, Ashley don't care nothing about Candace either way. Hell, she barely care anything about Monique. Like, these ladies are not friends like this. I can't stress it enough. So, you're trying to assassinate her character. You talked about revenge towards Candace. And, of course, Giselle chimes in and seconds what Robin was saying about revenge. And really, it's all of these ladies now, minus Karen, just kind of chiming in. Everything she says, she can't get 3 words in good before they chiming in and tell her how she wrong. And Candace is like, basically, you're going to take the word of this liar who couldn't handle my mouth. So she put her hands on me and then lied about it. And, you know, she tried to summon the tears up, but they didn't come fully up, you know, and finally, Ashley, after Wendy called her a snake, saying that was some snake-ish that she did, you really just did this to get back at her. Yes. If not now, next season, season 7. Eventually, Candace was going to get it for how she came at Ashley. This is what it is. When you put monkey out there, you get monkey back. And that's just what it is. That's it. That's the name of the game. You calling her snake-ish. I mean, yeah, it is snake-ish. All of y'all doing snake-ish. You going and having conversations about situations and only getting it from Giselle and Robin and Candace, and then coming and standing in the middle of it and judging other people and dominating them in conversation, Wendy, is snake-ish. Because you don't even know these girls. You don't know anything about these ladies. Like, shut up. And at this point, Ashley says, you feel how you feel. I've done what I've done. I accept what you're saying, because Candace was like, I know, I see where you on now. I see you. And Ashley was like, that's fine. And literally gets up and gathers her things and goes to the elevator and gets on the elevator and goes on upstairs to call her husband. Basically, she is just like, I'm done talking about it. I did my scene. I did what y'all asked me to do. I tried to get something going with her. I'm not engaging right now. I'm moving on. And that's what she does. And Karen is like, well, it needed to be said. You know, which she shouldn't have said anything. She should have got up and just went on and left. You know what I'm saying? And left that dry ass party. But no, Karen was like, it needed to be said. Of course, they instantly jumped on Karen because Karen's like, I told Monique she was wrong. I asked Monique to apologize when it first started. You don't have to beg that B to apologize. Why are you begging a B to apologize? Oh, they just started attacking her like you're the new target. Ashley got up and walked off, and you had the poor judgment to say a word and make them know that you were still present. And they started attacking you, started pulling on your flesh. And so finally, Karen was like, y'all, there's some things that I know that you guys don't know about the situation, so I'm just going to hold my peace. They were like, what do you know? Tell us what you know. Basically, in the confessional, Karen lets us know that Monique let her see the police report that Candace filed, and just like Monique, instead of her telling the situation exactly like it happened, when you feel like you in the right, you typically tell us a situation just like it happened. When you feel like you didn't cause it in any way, right? But both of them are telling the story and framing it in a way that it makes them look like the victim. Them look like they are held blameless, when we have said time and time again they're both responsible for this altercation. Both responsible, which is why it should never have been a legal issue. But it adds to the drama, so let's move on. Of course, they want to know what Karen knows, but Karen is not telling it. She's not gonna let it out that Candace says that she didn't throw the glass, she released the glass. You know, it's semantics. I mean, it is what it is. The party breaks up. Karen goes about her way. Candace goes and calls her husband. Ashley goes and calls her husband. Each one of their husbands are on their sides. And that is the long and the short of it. That's the episode, you guys. Tell me what you think. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, mwah, 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 I'll holla.